A West Michigan man convicted in the 1996 murder of a teenager will soon get out of prison.
Federico Cruz was 16 years old when he beheaded and mutilated the body of 17-year-old David Crawford. Now, the picture on the left is Cruz from 1996, and the one on the right is what he looks like today.
Cruz's parole comes after a 2012 Supreme Court decision resulted in a reduction of his life sentence.
13 on your side's Micah Cho spoke with the Kent County prosecutor about the parole board's decision. Joins us now. Hi, Micah.
Well, Julia and Elena, Chris Becker wasn't the prosecutor in 1996, but did handle Federico Cruz's two resentencing hearings in 2018 and 2023. He told me the parole decision does a disservice to the victim's family.
I just remember my mom sitting there with her son's photograph in the front row during the resentencing.
Kent County prosecutor Chris Becker thinks Federico Cruz should spend the rest of his life in prison.
There's a punishment. They took a life. They took a life in a horrific, one of the most horrific things you can do, cutting off the head and then videotaping, dancing with it. It's not just about rehabilitation.
As a 16-year-old, Cruz killed 17-year-old David Crawford near Sparta, severing his head and making a videotape of him talking to it. Cruz was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. However, in 2012, the United States Supreme Court struck down mandatory life sentences for juveniles. In 2018, Cruz went in front of a judge for resentencing, but was denied parole. Here's what he had to say during that hearing.
It's the worst feeling in the whole world, knowing that I did that.
Then, in 2023, Cruz was given a shorter sentence and would be eligible for parole after serving 35 years in prison. At the time, he has already served 27 years. While Becker disagreed with the decision, he says the idea that Cruz could be out by March is disheartening for the family of David Crawford.
No, they don't have a whole lot of faith in the system and what happened here. We hear this very often from victims. Everything favors the defendant. It's all about the defendants. The defendants are the victims. And I can't. It's hard to argue with that in terms of a lot of the decisions that have been coming down and this reform that's been happening. It's horrible for them.
In the past, as a reason, Cruz said he was abused as a child and believed that he could communicate with demons. In the newsroom, Micah Cho for 13 on your side.